Thank you. So, you have the table model. You modeled the table last time we see. Now, the next exercise is. Oh, I was on the next exercise. No. Okay, modifiers. I don't know if you remember what modifier are. These are automatic operations that can modify your mesh in a non-destructive way. So let's see how to use modifiers during modeling. So open up Blender and reload the startup file, and you can find modifiers here on the properties editor on the bottom right. Yes, is this button, and suppose we select, you have the cube selected and active. I can show you, for instance, the array modifiers, and what the array does is to copy the object multiple times along one of the axes. And for example, here we can increase the offset, we can increase the number of copies. You can also add another array. Modifiers are organized as a stack, so you can put multiple modifiers on the stack. And just for example, here we add an offset on the y-axis 1.5, and here is a matrix of cubes. That is not the most interesting thing you can do with modifiers. One of the most interesting stuff is, let's add, just delete the default cube and add the monkey, Suzanne, the monkey head. And let's add a subdivision surface modifier, and this one actually subdivides each of the faces of the mesh. And if you activate edit mode, as I told you, it actually modifies your mesh without destructing the original shape, the original geometry. So when you are in edit mode, you can interact with the original mesh, and the modifier creates a virtual geometry. So but you can still interact with the original vertices, edges and faces. And subdivision surface is really useful, because if you have to model a complex object like the bottle we modeled before, when you model the bottle, you keep the number of vertices used very low. Then you use the subdivision surface to smooth the mesh, to give the mesh a smoother appearance. And so let's try to use subdivision surface modifiers on our previous model. So open up the bottle blend file, yes, and as you can see, it is not very nice. So we can add a subdivision surface, and button looks really better. Here you can increase the number of subdivisions, and now we can increase subdivisions to high. You can increase these numbers to give the bottle a smoother appearance. And as I told you, if you go into edit mode, you can still interact with the original vertices. So I wait for you.
There aren't extra vertices. You're not creating extra vertices, you're just smoothing between the vertices.
Sorry?
There are not extra vertices when you do that.
No extra vertices. The modifier creates a virtual geometry. Okay, but you can still interact with the vertices of the original mesh.
Okay.
Fine. Then if you look at the modifier settings, there is a apply button, and if you apply the modifier, the virtual geometry becomes the true geometry of the mesh. But we don't want that. We don't want to do that now. I can repeat the steps if you want. Okay. So open up the button file, and you can find modifier settings, modifiers properties. On the properties editor, here on the right, is the button with the icon of branch. How is it called in English? Branch? Yeah. Okay. And here you can add modifiers to the current active object on the scene. Okay. I wait for you. Okay. Thank you. It's okay? Can I can continue. Okay. Fine. So, where is my mouse? Okay. Oh, okay. And here you can add the modifier. There are a lot of modifiers. I really can't go through all the modifiers, but you can easily play with them at home. And to refine our mesh or battle, we need the subdivision surface modifier. This one actually subdivides the faces of a mesh, so the mesh has a smoother appearance. We can increase the number of subdivisions here, set it up to 3. Fine. And when you use a subdivision modifier, you usually want to control the edges of the mesh, because maybe, just for example, at the end of the neck of the battle, you don't want a smoother appearance here, for example. So how to control that behavior. You can go into edit mode and add a loop cut here, then bring down the loop cut here and do the same thing just here. You need to add some vertices around near the loop cuts. Also one here. Fine. And that is how you can control edges when you are using subdivision surface modifier. And I want to do the same also. Oh, if you need, remember to take a look at the reference image. Always look at the reference image while modeling. Most important when you are modeling details, reference image is very important. And I think we need to add an edge loop at the bottom. So right here, much better. Yes. Also, you can notice that our bottle has no thickness, so we need to add some thickness to the bottle. How to do that? There's a modifier, of course, and we can add a solidify modifier which adds some thickness to the active object. Just stop me if you get stuck, okay? Here we can increase the thickness, maybe to 0.1 is too much. Maybe 0.05. Yeah. Oh, want to deactivate, want to bypass subdivision surface, because I think solidify should come first. Yeah. I usually apply solidify because I need if you apply it, it will create the geometry inside the bottle. So just add solidify on top of the stack. You can control the position with these arrows. Add a solidify on top of the stack and apply it. Okay, of course, modifiers cannot be applied in edit mode. Yes. So now, if you can display modifier in real time, you can bypass modifier if you click the eye, and as you can see now we can control the inner geometry of the bottle. And so let's add a loop cut here also to fix the border of the bottle, and one here. Really nice. Tell me if you want me to repeat the steps again. Yeah? Okay, fine. So I start from the beginning. So that was my bottle. I'm going to add, yeah, this time I'm going to add the solidify first. Just add it, set the thickness to 0.05.
But can you just, I missed the menu. What did you add? Shift A?
No?
No.
No. No. Actually, I'm not in. You have to select the button. The button must be the current active object, and you have to do this in object mode.
I'm an object mode.
Okay. So
Just use right mouse. I'm an object mode.
yes. Okay. So switch to the modifiers properties panel.
Where is it?
Here in the properties editor window type. There's one. No, no, it's not the N. Okay. N is different. N open up. Oh, shows you. Ah, okay. Okay, okay, okay.
That's here. So I'm here.
Yeah. The switch, the button with the branch is this one. Oh, no, not the chain.
This
Yeah.
one?
This one.
Oh, yeah,
Object
so-
modifiers. Fine.
But what should be modified? What select from this menu? Yeah.
Solidify. It's the
Solidify.
yeah.
Ah, good. Wait. No, we continue then because something happens. Yeah, just button it.
So solidify. Here you can control the thickness and many others settings, but we only need thickness today. Set the thickness to 0.05 and then apply your modifier so that you have real mesh data inside. Now you can add your subdivision surface modifier to the mesh. The add thickness. Okay, I go back. Here you set it to 0.05. Okay, and then you apply it, and when you apply it, it becomes real true geometry.
And that's on that modifier is on there.
Okay. Then add the solidify modifiers. Sorry, not the solidify, the subdivision surface. And set the number of subdivisions to 2. Go into edit mode, as I told you, to better control edges. You have to add loop cuts. Yes, this is needed to control the edge crease. So, thanks to loop cut. On the top of the neck, add one loop cut on the outer part of the bottle and one loop cut on the inner part. Tab. Oh, I'm going to activate again the screencast keys display, so you can see. You can switch between edit mode and object mode with tab. Let me see. Oops.
Perhaps I'm modifying something here.
Oh,
Here, but it's not.
okay. I think you. Yes, it is. So you see, edit mode, object mode. The mouse pointer must stay inside the 3D view. Okay, if you press tab here, it won't work. Okay, it work when your mouse pointer is inside the 3D view. And just apply the solidify and anybody needs help? No. Feedback. Oh yeah, you need help? Oh, okay. Fine. You did it. Fine. It's okay. Fine.
I'm in edit mode. I type Control R.
Control R, yes.
So now I try to get those rings, or the rings.
Yeah. That
And
here.
Okay.
Yes, you have to your
But now when I want them, I just press enter, or
enter or left mouse click to confirm. Fine. It's better if you activate wireframe mode. If you press Z.
press Z.
Just let me see. Go into object mode.
This is gone. This. I don't know
That is gone again.
I didn't do anything. It's here. Yeah.
Yes. Fine.
Edit mode.
Object mode. Fine. Press Z. Okay.
See, I put a little bit.
It seems there are two. There are a lot of vertices and
Yeah, edit.
okay.
Of course, I did it several times. I didn't see them like this. Of course. So, but if I want to do something, I have to go to edit mode so I can delete some of them. I guess.
Yes, or maybe you can also. Oh yeah, there are a lot of vertices. Too much loops. But you can also reload the battle file, the battle blank file, as you wish, as you wish.
No, I just want to see how to. So I always have a problem how to highlight this one. Right mouse button, left mouse button.
To select the loop,
Yeah.
yes, to the
To set the select the vertices now. I want to delete them. I'm going to delete those ones.
yeah, you can select them with B, and you can draw rectangular selection. Yes.
But now it takes everything away. If I do X,
Wait.
now it's gone. Okay.
Okay.
It would have a very simplified position. Can I still shift move them? What is this?
Which one?
I just want to select them and move them up a bit.
Yes, but I think. Can I see? Where is that? Okay, you want to move them up? You can select the loop with Alt, pressing Alt, right mouse click on the edge that is part of the loop. Yeah, the edge that is part of the loop. So yeah. Oh, okay. The loop is broken. You can have my blank file if you want. Yes.
So, yeah, I delete something probably. That's fine.
I think. Anyway, try to render your battle now. It looks much better. Also, we can change the shading of your mesh. If you look at your toolbar, here is shading parameter. You can switch between flat and smooth shading. Just choose smooth to give the object a smoother appearance. And as I said, you can control the mesh crease, the edge crease, adding loop cut and moving the loop cut towards the border that you want to crease. Not so bad.
If I press smooth, nothing changes.
No, okay, yes, of course. You have to apply, I forgot. You have to be in object mode to change the smooth of your mesh. To change the shading of your mesh. Yes. That is flat shading and smooth shading.
This shading only affects the object or not the render.
What?
When I press F12 to render it,
Yes.
the difference if I have
Yes. Yes, of course. Yes. I can show you. Now, I'm going to zoom. You don't have to do that. Just to show you the difference. If you render and flat with a flat shading, shading is the process of assigning a color to the surface of your mesh. It is based on the angle between the light and the surface. So when you use flat shading, it assigns the color looking at the angle between the light direction and the normal of the surface. When you use, I go back to the mesh. When you use smooth shading, the color of the mesh smoothly change across the surface of the mesh. Is it clear? Yes? Fine. Yes. It was. And are you okay? Did you end up with this button? Fine. So these are modifiers, and they are a little bit advanced stuff in Blender, but I wanted to show you how to use, because they are really useful. And as I told you, there are array is one of the most used, the subdivision surface, of course, and there are some other. If you if you want to continue use Blender, I strongly suggest you to go online and look for video tutorials, and then you can see many examples of how to use how to proficiently use modifiers. But this topic is maybe too much for the training. So let's go to the next step. Just save your model, and let's go back to slides. Yes, that was the interactive exercise, refining the battle. And I want to ask you, model a glass. You have a reference image inside the resource folder, and I don't know, everybody has the resources? You have the resources? No. Okay. And if you go into Prego. Exercises, folder 5. You have this reference image. You can model the glass using the skills you acquired in the first part of the training, and use the subdivision surface modifier to refine the glass. And also remember, you need to add thickness to the glass. So solidify it first, and then, as we did for the bottle, solidify it first and then add the subdivision surface. 5 minutes to do that. No, I'm joking. Just joking. I show you how to set, maybe you don't remember, the background image. And I save the bottle and I start with the new file. And you press N. Oh, wait. I can activate the screencast display. As I said, you press N, so you will see the properties panel. And here you have background images section. Open it, activate, check the checkbox, add an image, and you can open the reference image. Come on, class. And now the reference image will show on orthographic view, front view, and this is the starting point. for your glass. Okay. The training will end at 7 o'clock, not 7:30, because there is the presentation of sprints at 7 o'clock. So we have 1 hour. And I want to ask you, now, I think we have enough time to see some Python scripting in Blender and also physics simulation engine, which is really, really cool. So, is the glass ready? Do you have the glass? No? You have the glass? Yes. Fine, fine, fine. Ok. Ci siete? Ah, devi andare e premere. Ah, tu non hai il tastierino numerico. Non avete il tastierino numerico. Fashion glass? Oh, nice, nice. I don't think you can. Yeah. It's really difficult to drink from this with this glass. Yeah.
I think it's easy. But you can use it as an oxygen.
Yeah, oxygen. And I got a hint for you. If you don't remember how to translate, rotate, if you don't remember transformations, you can find transformation on the properties on the toolbar, which is the panel on the left. As you can see, you have transform, translate, rotate, scale, and if you hover over the button for a while, the tooltip will tell you the shortcut key. So I can start modeling the glass. Fine. How many of you completed the glass? Raise your hand. Oh, nice. Really nice. Yeah. It's good. Yeah, now remember you have to apply modifiers and solidify to add the thickness. You have to be in object mode. Yeah. And you can find Yeah. Does anybody need some help? Huh?
My class is by definition.
I love it. Love it. Yes. You you have a hole.
Looks nice. However,
Yeah, there is a hole in your glass. Of course. Yes. You need to close this hole. You can add faces to that part of the map. Yeah. Yes. 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 It's a solution.
Can't you elevate it and merge it?
Yes. That's another solution.
That would work too.
That will work too, of course.
And merge it.
Sorry, can you repeat? First, the solidify. It is better, because if you subsurf first, it will apply subsurface and then solidify. But you want to solidify it first, so the subdivision surface is aware of the geometry added by the solidify modifier. Okay. Fine.
Sorry, I apologize. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm at the point where I have this, and I saw the solidify modifier.
Yeah.
And what do I do now?
Okay, this is the thickness parameter. Okay, you can increase it as you wish.
Maybe
0.1, yes, of course. And check your mesh to see how solidify affect the mesh. If you want to check the mesh, you can also switch back to solid mode. Just a bit.
Okay.
But
Okay. So I should.
but it's okay. It's okay. Fine. Now you can apply the modifier and then you use the subdivision surface modifier. Okay. Sì. 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 Sì, esatto. Tasto E, sali in alto, scali. Però non hai estruso E. Edit mode, seleziona tutti i vertici che vuoi. L'estrusione parte da una selezione di elementi, che siano facce, vertici o archi. Aspetta, stai lavorando con un tool. No, è un mondo completamente differente. Quella è una curva, ok? Con le curve. È tutta un'altra branca cioè, ok. Parti da quando tu fai Shift A per raggiungere gli oggetti, hai il menu che ti mostra Mesh, no curve, Mesh. Solo per il training utilizziamo solo queste, perché curve e NURB surfaces e queste cose sono comunque generalmente poi si usano sempre. G per muovere, S per lo scaling, R per la rotazione, poi c'hai la E per estrudere.
like this. How can you
Yes.
so that I can see the whole thing?
Okay.
How can
G to move the object. Yes, you can G and use the constraint to move along the proper axis. Where you can get? Where can you, it's hidden. Shift space to show it again. you you are discovering shortcut yourself.
Can I drink from it?
I have no idea when I did it. I just
Fine. Yes.
with some practice.
Hi.
I tried to put
A loop cut. Yeah.
it's partial. It doesn't go.
Oh, nice. I how can you do?
How to do that?
Try. Okay, there is some problem with the shape of your mesh. So, can you go onto wireframe mode? Pressing Z. Fine. Now zoom out. Zoom out again. Yes. Okay. Do you have any modifiers already active? No? Fine. That's okay. So when you end up with this kind of mess, just delete the part that is giving problems. So I suggest you go into vertices select mode. You can switch with Control Tab,
Okay, I forgot that.
but first you have vertices. Okay, fine. Now select all the vertices with A. Good. And now use B to select the not the one. Fine. Okay, press X to delete vertices.
How can I why do I choose vertices,
Yeah.
edge or face?
It depends on what you want to delete. If you want to delete only the face and leave the vertices, you have to choose faces, for example. Or but in this case, if we delete vertices, the vertices you selected, it will also delete the edges that are part of
And delete what it's linked to.
yes, of course. That, that was what I wanted to say. Fine, and now you can select that loop and extrude again from that loop. Okay. You're welcome. Huh? Yes, of course. It's next. It's the next step. Materials.
Is there any limitations to the number of self-components?
Your hardware.
Okay.
Your hardware. Yeah. If you add too many subdivision and your hardware maybe can't handle that.
Per selezionare dei punti. Scandalo su.
Ok, seleziona tutto e deseleziona tutto quello che ha selezionato. Quindi se c'hai una selezione attiva premi A e deseleziona tutto. Ottimo. Vabbè. Perfetto, perfetto. Okay. I'm going to model the glass because So I start from a circle, of course, and move it down here, scale it up, and then go into edit mode. Oh, too many vertices. Yes, I don't like to use too many vertices. I want low poly mesh. So add the circle again. Oh god. Add the circle the third time. I set the number of vertices to 12, which is nice. Move it down, scale it up, go scale it up a little bit. Then you go into edit mode, extrude, scale it down, extrude again, scale it down, extrude again. Need wireframe mode, scale it up a little bit, and then okay, we can add a loop cut here. Is it correct? Yeah, I will add another loop cut here. Yes. And that's glass. As I said, now you need to add to solidify the glass. And as you said before, there is an hole here. Okay, so yes, really fast. Yeah. How to handle that? Because if you add solidify now, the hole is still there. It's just
But you don't see it anymore.
you don't see it anymore. Yes, but it okay, but it is not the proper way to handle the hole. Okay, because you don't want vertices. When you apply solidify, it creates vertices inside the how do you call that? The handle of the glass. Yeah. You don't want vertices, edges here. So you can select this loop cut and add and fill it with a face using F. This is one of the possible approaches. Or you can model the inner surfaces of the glass yourself, and I prefer this kind of approach. So this time it is really important to work in wireframe mode, of course. And you start from the border of the glass. Just select the loop, extrude, right mouse button to cancel transform, then scale it down. Okay, look at the mesh. We are manually adding thickness to the glass. Then extrude again and go down to the bottom here. Then scale it down. Fine.
I'm too fast. I'm going too fast. Okay, it's okay. And then you add loop cut to the inner geometry. Just oh. Okay. Ah, of course, you have to close this one, and you can add the face here using F, or as we did for the battle, using merge. So you extrude to create the vertices to merge, and then Alt M to merge at center. And you can take and we also need to close the bottom of the glass. Use the same technique, extrude, scale it down, extrude again, Alt M to merge at center, as we did for the bottle. Do you want me to repeat the step? I started with the circle. Yes. What?
I'm just going to go with one thing. Like
Yeah, okay.
down there.
Down there, and then you scale.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
no.
down, down, down. Yes, it's okay, it's okay. Scale it down. But I suggest you to always work with the background reference image. So go into front orthographic view. With one, yes. Yes, but you to work you don't have to be on transform. Yes. Okay, now scale it. Oh,
I made it smaller so you can see it. So
yeah. You scaled down the whole object.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, anyway, look at the reference image. You can, it is not important to just use the reference image to understand where you should scale the loop. Okay?
So now I scale loop here. Now how I get back in here? Now I see this in this scale. Yeah. So I have to get into
Edit mode again. And scale it down.
scale. That's cool.
And since the bottom of the glass it is not perfectly flat, we're going to move this loop cut and this vertex here a little bit up. Oh God, what happened? Okay. We have our glass. Now, you don't need solidify anymore. Just add a subdivision surface. Suggest you to set the number of subdivision to 3. This one is the number of subdivision that will be used for rendering, and this one is the number of subdivision that it is currently using to preview the object. Yeah, it's one that it used on the 3D viewport. Fine.
and try to render the glass. Yes, it's too big, of course. Also activate smooth shading in object mode. Yes, really nice.
How do I get the inner? I want to make this inner thing wider, but if when I say Control R, I always get the outer points. How do you get this inner thing?
Zoom in, yeah. Yeah. Okay, and Control R.
See now.
Yes, now it is. You have to hover over with the mouse over one of the inner edges. Like, okay. Move slightly left. Slightly. Ah, here is the inner. Click it. Yeah.
So it's a very thick walled part. And now I have to merge this thing in the middle.
Yeah.
How do I do this?
I suggest you to go into solid mode. Solid mode hides you unneeded vertices. Unneeded mode. No, solid mode visually with Z. Yes. Oh, you're on the wrong side. Yeah. Just select the
B?
yes. No, with B, because if you use B, you're going to select all vertices inside.
How do I select that?
With loop selection, Alt, right mouse button click. But first, they select everything with A. Yes. Alt, right mouse button, and you have to click on one of the edges that is part of the loop. Is the outer circle, the bigger one. Yes. The edges that is part of the circle. Yes, fine. Now extrude. To create E, to extrude, press right mouse button to cancel the transform or escape. Fine. Now extruded vertices are in place and you can use them to merge with Alt M. Alt M. Fine. At center, yes. And yes. Arrivo. Vediamo un attimo. Sì. Ok. Allora, praticamente quando tu il problema nel tuo caso è che
C'è un angolo troppo
esatto, quindi se vuoi controllare l'angolo, lui te lo sta arrotondando, quindi aggiungendo dei loop cut, aggiungendo
esatto, quello non riuscivo a capire cos'è il numero. Ok, quindi allora tolgo questo.
okay. Thanks you. As you can see, the bottom of the glass is not really perfect, and that's because, as I told you, when subdivision surface is working, here it's subdividing the faces
of that mesh. So to control the crease of the edges, we need to add a loop cut. If you add a loop cut here and scale it up, you'll end up with a nice glass bottom. Yes. It's nice. It's okay. Now you can. Oh, sorry. You can close the bottom of the glass. You have to add the face there, and then apply the modifiers. Yeah, you select the loop, extrude, and merge. Alt right mouse button to select a loop. No, you have to select not the loop cut tool, loop selection. So, yeah.
Now, Control R.
E to extrude. Yeah, because you need to create the vertices to merge. Now escape, because you are. If you move your mouse, you can see you are.
Now open.
Alt yes. Fine.
Too many things to remember.
Now,
It's closed.
modeling is really hard at the beginning, but if you
So now have like one of those cheap closets very thick. You see.
yeah, but it's it's okay. That's unusual.
Now I can solidify already.
Yeah, you can. Or remember to go on in.
So now
Remember to switch into object mode and apply smooth shading. You already have smooth shading. Apply it and add a subdivision surface. Add modify. Yeah, it's the second last on generate category. Fine. Here it is, much better, and increase the level, the subdivisions to 3. This one and also the render number of fine, much better. Okay. And you can also control the edge crease as I show you. As I shown you before with loop cuts. There's another way. You can select a loop and with shift E to control edge crease. Yeah, that was the I show you here. Instead of adding loop cuts, you can select this loop. Oh god. Press Shift T and to increase the crease, and you have proper geometry. Yeah. Yes, it's a kind of weight. Yeah. If you want to use, if you want to modify edge crease, you can add loop cuts to the geometry and move or scale loop cuts near the edges. Okay. This allows you to better control how subdivision surface modify your mesh. Fine. Yes, it's still too big to fit in the camera, so just scale it down and grab it, move it here. Yes, fine. And maybe you need to set up the lamp as I showed you before. Go to the properties panel, lamp, switch to sun lamp and set the strength to 3 like in the first part of the training session. And now you have more lighter scene. Oh, the lamp, zoom out. You select. Here is the lamp. Right mouse to select the lamp. And now it is the second glass on the properties. But fine. Now select sun lamp. Not point, but sun. And set the strength to 3. Yes.
I don't have any lamp I can use. Oh,
Here it is.
oh, where did it come from? It seems to have different modes. Yeah, now it's gone again.
Yeah, in edit mode you don't have this
Yeah.
kind of setting.
No.
Yeah.
Where is it now?
You have to select the lamp first. You are
Okay. So, where is it? There's.
yeah. That's the lamp.
Okay, now.
You got it.
Got it.
Fine. Did you manage it? Yes.
It's so dark when I render.
Yeah. Use node. Click on use node. And set the strength to 3.0. 3.0. Fine. Eccomi. Hello? Who? Okay. The mic was turned off. We can go through materials or see, take a look at some Python scripts. What do you prefer? Yeah, of course. Yeah, okay. Let's make the glass, let's add the material to the glass. Fine. So, select the object. To manage materials, you go to the properties panel and click on this kind of sphere. Now you can add materials. To add a new material, click on new. This is default material. Here you have preview. So you can change the type of material switching the surface parameter. You have a lot of these are called shader, and for the glass we are going to use the glass shader, of course. So select the glass shader, and this is the preview. We can also change the color. For example, I will set it slightly greenish, and then just change name, green glass. Fine. Now if you go to render again, yeah, you can see the material is in place, but we're going to add a plane so let's go to front orthographic view, and we can also deactivate the background image because it's no more necessary. Just move your glass here near the origin, and let's add a plane as a base for the glass. Fine. Now try to render again just to see. Yeah, we need to fix the camera position, so select select your camera and use numpad 0 to go into the camera, then press G and move it so the glass is at the center of the camera. Now render again. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, glass is really realistic. Yes, there is, as you can see, there is a bit of noise, and that's because Cycle's rendering engine it improves your image, so you have to increase the number of samples, the number of passes. I don't know how. The number of samples it will use for each pixel. To increase that, you can go to the render properties panel, which is the first one. Scroll down to the sampling section, open it, and set render samples to 100, for example. For instance, now we render, but the rendering will be much slower. So if you want higher quality rendering, you have to increase the samples, but it will take more time, of course. It is not the only parameter you can control. There are a lot of parameters, but now it looks nice. Yes? Okay. Yes, the first button is the properties, the camera. Yes, fine. If you scroll down to sampling, okay. Now you can change the number of samples used to render each pixel. For example, set it to 100. Just click at the center of the slider. Yeah, fine. Re-render. It is much more slower
Yeah.
because
But it's
for
Exactly the same clear as your one.
your green is too dark,
Okay. So
I think.
Okay.
You have to use a lighter green. Light green.
Stop this tracking.
Yes, go to material, fine. Yeah. Exactly, but move the circle near the white. Yes. Fine.
Okay.
Much better.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 15 minutes. Yeah. Script. Python script. Yeah. Yeah.
I have so many classes.
Fine. Let me see. Oh. So you can save your work. You can, after you rendered your model, you can save it using the image menu here, save as image, and you can save that one as a PNG if you want. Anyway, just good. I'm going to save this file. Let's save it. Let's reload the startup file and switch back. Yes, model a chair. This your homework. Okay. Texturing is really cool, but we have no time to see how to add textures to your model. Yeah, here we are. So, Python. Blender, of course, uses Python. And what is it used for? A lot of things. You can even write a new rendering engine in Python. But I think that the only real thing you can do with Python is automating boring tasks and extending Blender with add-ons. And so how it works: Blender embeds a Python interpreter, and which is started when Blender we just started with Blender and stays active all the time. And the Python version that Blender uses is 3.3. And yes, they're always up to date with the latest version of Python. All the tools we need to develop our scripts are inside Blender. So let's see the tool. Fine. You have. I will. Oh no, don't like it. I'm going to split this window just to show you. We have a Python console. Yeah, I don't think that doesn't need explanation. And we also. Oh no. We also have a text editor. Yes, this is not a very powerful. This is not a Python editor. It's just text editor. But if you want, you can use your best external editor to write your script. And yeah, for larger project, of course. So I suggest you to start Blender from the command line, because you absolutely want to see the output of print statement, because there is no support, there are no debugging tools when you work when you write script in Blender. So if you run it from the command line, you can see the output of print statement. Yeah. Okay. So let's go. Back to Blender. Fine. We instead of setting up the user interface manually by splitting windows, you can also use pre-configured layout, and you can switch to the scripting layout using this drop-down menu, and just choose scripting, and you have all the tools you need. So let's see the hello world. Let's add a new text. Blender provides the BPY module to the Python interpreter. That is the door to the Blender world, and this module is the first thing you have to import in your script. Already? Okay, fine. It is already imported in the console. Yes. And so let's write yes, and to run it, just click on Run Script here, or Alt P and Run Script, and you see the message on the console. Hello world from Blender. Fine, but let's do something more cool. And in Blender, every settings that you can change with a button can be changed using it can be changed through Python. So let's say if we want what to do if we want to add a cube, for example, to the scene using Python. First of all, where to look? Just press Shift A to open the Add menu and hover over cube for a while, and you can see the tooltip here as Python bpi.ops.mesh.primitiveCubeAdd. Let's try to type this function in the interpreter, but first just delete the cube. So in the interpreter bpy.ops.mesh, you also have autocomplete with control space, okay? Mesh primitive cube add, yes, and that's it, the cube. Fine. So I think if you want documentation, I show you. Shift A, cube, press with your right mouse button, and you can click on online Python reference, and this will open a page on your browser. It will bring you to the documentation, to the online documentation for that function. Show you again. Shift A. Imagine you want the documentation for this call. Just right click on it and click on online Python reference. But you can do the same. Let's say, for example, if you want to translate the cube, if you hover translate, you can see bpy ops bpy.ops.transform.translate, right click, Python reference, and you can see all the options, values to you can use to translate the object. We have 5 minutes left, so let's see a very simple script. That was an exercise, but we have few minutes remain. No? Oh, Python. Yes. Let's see cube matrix, which is a stupid script, but let's delete and run the script, and this will create a cube matrix, which is really cool. And before we go to the sprint presentation, oh, the mouse, I want to show you a very nice script. Yes, this is an add-on. How to write an add-on in Blender is a Python script. You need to define this dictionary, and Blender will use this name and the category to yes, the name here and the category, I don't remember. Yes, there are metadata that Blender uses in the add-on list, and here, for example, I have defined a new menu. You extend from one of the basic types, the menu types. You add the ID. This is just a convention. So an object menu type will begin with object go empty a string of your choice. This is the label. The draw function is called when Blender wants to draw the menu, and here we add operators. You can refer operators using their ID, and all operators IDs are documented inside. You can find the IDs inside the Blender documentation. Then each add-on has to register itself and the class that uses. And for example, I have to register the class of the menu, and then I tell Blender, okay, add the menu to the header of the 3D viewport. So if now I run, oh god, the mouse, yes, if I run the script here, you can see that we have a menu on the header of the 3D viewport. Yes, but you can also install add-on here, install from file. That is perfectly correct to, yes, I can install this add-on. Then yes, you look for Europython add-on and just activate it to have your menu, your new menu here. And that way you can easily extend the Blender user interface. You can create menus, new operators, new panels, of course, to handle properties and stuff like that. And yeah, I think that's all. Yes.
Automatically, can you run a script without starting the GUI at all? Just
Yes.
use the engine.
Yeah, it is possible. You can I just show you. I think it's -p parameter. Yes, minus uppercase P, yes, to run the given script, and you this will run the script. Okay, I have to stop. Yeah, just one thing. This will run the script and then start Blender. But if you want to run the script and but you don't want to use the Blender user interface, you can also run the script and add this option. I think there is minus background. It will run the script without showing you the user interface. Okay? That's all. Thank you.